Palma. Oh, pass. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game. Janelle Fuentes. Sarangani makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonia is open. 3-point. Goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Natalliano has time.
Now it's Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
Another home defense for the Manila Batang Quiapo, this time at the Paco Arena in Manila. For the main game, it's the Sarangani Gripper who enters the new era with Coach Toto Dohilio at the helm as they look to bounce back against the team that now owns the league's longest active losing skid after Bulacan's breakthrough win yesterday, the Manila Batang Quiapo. And they will square off against Sarangani Gripper dito sa ating main game dito sa Marliga Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan with Javi Palanya. And Javi, both of these teams, they may be lagging in terms of the team standings, but we may be in for a treat given how fast these two teams play.
Correct. You know, two of the best teams offensively this season. Ito Manila, although they are the worst defensive team, they're number 9 in terms of scoring the basketball. Sarangani is in the middle of the pack in that department. So expect this to be a high-scoring affair.
In fact, both of them, number 1 nga ang Manila in fast break points, number 3 naman ang Sarangani. Of course, you're watching us live on Facebook and YouTube and also on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. And we're joined at courtside still by Miss Lyra Punsalan. Lyra, anong balita mo tungkol sa Sarangani and Manila?
Ken and Javi, Coach Toto Dohilio is slowly but surely putting his stamp on the Sarangani Grippers matapos daw ang 3 araw na matitinding training na focus sa opensa. Masaya at proud siya na nakikita na nakakapag-adjust na ang mga players niya sa kanyang style at sistema, and the shift is starting to show. But here's the real comeback story. Kit Jimenez and Carlo Escalambre are suiting back up once again today after just 1 day of training. Although still playing with caution dahil nga sa mga injuries nila last season, malaking bagay na makalaro sila ngayong araw para sa rotation ng kanilang koponan. New offense, returning weapons, and a coach on a mission. The Sarangani Grippers are heating it up once again today.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And those two could certainly make a difference. Ito si Kit Jimenez and Carlo Escalambre para dito sa Sarangani Gripper. Pero balikan natin yung last game nila. That was in Parañaque City. And we covered this one, Javi, kontra sa Batangas City Tanduay Rom Masters. And despite Batangas leading for the entirety of this contest, medyo nakadikit naman yung Sarangani in the fourth quarter before itong Rom Masters were able to pull up the stops in the end and secure this win.
Yeah, they were down by as much as 20 points in this game. If you look at the numbers, one glaring stat here is their lack of three-point shooting. For a team that has been known to be a good three-point shooting team, they only went 1 out of 15 from the field. Although it has been that identity for Sarangani the past seasons, this year hasn't really been a good three-point shooting season para sa kanila. Important that they get back in touch with that identity of theirs, especially with the return of Kit Jimenez and Carlo Escalambre to this team. They will definitely help the Gripper get back into a groove offensively and also have some teeth defensively.
Although naging single digits na rin yung lamang ng Batangas towards the latter stages of that fourth quarter. But Junji Halyare certainly could be someone that could benefit under the system of Coach Toto Dohilio, given how hard he plays and how fast he plays at that forward spot.
He's been their main guy as of late. Itong si Junji Halyare, he scored double figures in the last 5 games para dito sa Sarangani. Both of them wins. It was against Bulacan and Valenzuela. He had 19 points against Batangas, and he was responsible for that fight back of Sarangani sa laro na yun. That's why they were able to cut that lead back down to double digits and give themselves a chance. Kinapos na talaga sila ng dulo.
Tungo na tayo sa panig ng Manila Batang Quiapo na nakalaban nung kamakailan lang itong Mindoro Tamaraws, and we expected a bit of a shootout, especially early on, but Mindoro surprisingly was able to clamp down on them in the first half, holding them to only 19 points in the first 2 quarters and never look back.
Yeah, I think this is the lowest scoring game for Manila in this season, only managing to get 56 points in that one, a team that averaging 81.6 points per contest this year, and they were really very limited in a lot of departments. Ito Manila Batang Quiapo, unable to generate offense much of the way, and that's why they weren't even able to put themselves in a chance to make it competitive sa laro na yon.
Lone bright spot though para dito sa Manila has been this youngster. John Fa has been turning heads despite the struggles of Manila, and here 13 points and was able to, break down the defense nitong Mindoro in this matchup couple of times.
He ended up with 13 points, 9 of them coming in the second half. But for the most part, it was really also a struggle para kay John Ashley pa. But expect him to once again be at the forefront para sa Manila sa laro na to. It's gonna be an exciting matchup against Kit Jimenez and J. Mark Malyari at the guard position para dito kay John Ashley pa.
Ito, gusto niya ito. Puro open court, malamang ang matutunghayan natin ngayong gabi between Sarangani and Manila. Let's go to Richard Campos for the starters.
Welcome to the main game of the evening. Sarangani versus your Manila at the Paco Arena. Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Introducing first the starting five for Sarangani Gripper. At forward number 34, King Destacamento. Guard number 30, Charles Caliano. Forward number 24, Junji Halyare. Playing center number 13, Coy Alves. Shooting guard number 7, Kit Jimenez. Sarangani Gripper is led by Toto Duhilio. Assistant coaches Mark Manalang, Joshua Inocentes, John Covarrubias, Jock Labrador, Lawrence Lopez, and Jeff Cleopas. The team manager, architect Andrew Bellarmino. And now for your Manila Batang Quiapo. Starting at guard number 3, the Hawkeye, Achi Inigo. Point guard number 13, John Fa. Power forward number 14, Richard Albo. Playing center number 23, Decoy Lopez. Small forward number 7, your very own from Tondo, Manila, Dustin Ambrosio. Their head coach is Max Diandante. Assistant coaches Clint Guzarin, RJ Jonero, and Miller Guillen. Team manager Ivan Villaflor. Team governor Ado Salazar. Team honors Raymond Ang and Emilio Chu.
Starting five brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Sarangani with the backcourt of Charles Caliano and Kit Jimenez at center, Coy Alves at the forward spots, King Destacamento and Junji Halyare. For Manila, John Fa, Achi Inigo, Decoy Lopez, Richard Albo, and rounding up their five is James Ambrosio. Referees for this ball game, Maynard Centeno, Leonardo Layosa, and Karina Martin. Fourth man is Ray Gabriel. Two teams that like to play fast, but also not a lot of defense. So let's see which one gives here between Sarangani and Manila. Both second to the last in their respective divisions in the team standings. Agad-agad si Coy Alves sumugod. Rebound control by Richard Albo.
Yeah, two of the worst defensive teams in the league this season. Manila number 1, 106.3 points per game. That's how much they're giving up per contest, while Sarangani is giving up 89.4 points per game this season. But just like we mentioned earlier, Manila is averaging 81.6 points per game on offense. And next to them, at number 10, Sarangani is at 80.2 points per game. So magkadikit lang sila in terms of scoring the basketball.
And Sarangani even established a record previously this season. Most points in a game, 148 kontra Bulacan.
Eclipsing that record by San Juan. That was at 146.
Yeah. Doon nagkaamali. Nasa ano yun sa Nueva Ecija, Himpalayan City.
Yes.
Against Mindoro ba?
Correct, that was against Mindoro. I did cover that game. I still remember that was, I think, 3 years ago.
Was that when si Orlan Momar and one other guy scored more than 10 threes?
Yeah.
Si Jodel Fuentes yung isa, di ba?
Yes.
Tama, silang dalawa nga.
That was Jodel's first season in the MPBL.
And a stellar one with San Juan.
But that was still a very different Mindoro team than what we're seeing this year.
Richard Albo with a miss. Caliano. Dunji Alyari. Lobs it up to Koy Alves. Kick out pass. Jimenez swings it to Junji Alyari. The one-hander is good.
Expect a lot of pace and space in this game, lalo't lalo na para sa Sarangani. Wala si RV Bringas dito sa laro na to.
Decoy Lopez. Hand off to Achi Inigo. Albo catches the pass to John Fa. 6 seconds a shot clock ng Manila. Richard Albo with a tough shot.
Konti lang talaga yung mga masasabi mong masasamang tira na ila-launch nito ni Richard Albo, no? In my opinion, that was well challenged. Defense was all over that shot. And I thought before he released it na hindi aabot. But it had a good line and it went in.
Caliano susubok ng tres. Nakuha ni Albo yung rebound para sa Manila.
And that's just how good of a scorer he really is. Ito si Richard Albo. Still playing at a high level despite all these years.
Already 39 years old but still going strong. John Fa, the pull-up high arcing jumper, puts it in.
This guy definitely has lots of years ahead of him. 19 years old. Imagine that. He's 20 years the junior of Richard Albo and already averaging these kinds of numbers here in the MPBL. This guy's averaging 15 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 6.9 assists.
And prior to their game against Batangas, established the record for himself as the youngest player to have 16 assists in a ball game.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, obviously he is in a team that is struggling to get wins, but still to be doing it against grown men and players who already have a lot of experience under their belts, that's still an amazing feat for a 19-year-old kid who's in his first stint in professional basketball.
6-4 agad ang ating score.
Sarangani's been going a lot to Koy Alves underneath the past 2 possessions, back-to-back hits para kay Koy Alves.
Ambrosio, the left side. Drives baseline. And stepped out of bounds on the baseline.
This is another kid that I have been very impressed with. Ito si Dustin Ambrosio.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Nice to see Kit Jimenez with a couple of nice dimes to start this game. Remember, he's very comfortable playing in this venue. This was the very building where he got that historic quadruple-double.
Dito pala yun, no? Sino yung kalaban nila nun? Naalala mo pa?
Ako, nakalimutan ko na.
Nonetheless, what an astonishing feat for Kit Jimenez. And to this day, siya lang yung naka-quadruple-double in
Yes.
MPBL.
And for the past, I don't know how many years, dalawa pa lang sila ni Don Belbilano in Philippine basketball history.
But I think what's more impressive with how Kit Jimenez did it as Junji Alyari scores, dito sa MPBL, we only have 10-minute quarters.
Correct, oo. At nagawa ni Don Belbilano yun sa NBA.
Which had 12-minute quarters during that time. But both feats equally impressive. But ito si Junji Alyari nagpapaitang gilas na rin para sa Sarangani. Lamang sila ngayon ng 6 na puntos, 10-4.
Junji Halyare is all in on Coach Toto Dohilio's system with full respect for his coach. With the coach defensive mindset and the discipline he's instilled in the team, Junji shared how much he appreciates the structure and the accountability now being reinforced in the Grippers game. Si Coach Toto, defensive coach talaga, dumating siya with the mindset na kailangan may disiplina at effort ang bawat isa sa amin. That's why he's now doubling down on hard work, wanting to do his part on both ends of the floor. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And Junji Halyare certainly has picked it up in the last 5 games, averaging 13.8 points. As Richard Albo goes coast to coast for the layup plus a foul.
Well, Lyra talked about that defensive pedigree that Coach Toto Dohilio brings in. But wait, let's check out this fast break first.
Brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
They talk about the defensive pedigree that Coach Toto Dohilio brings in. But in that possession, nobody stopping the basketball. That's a cardinal sin on the fast break.
I think that's the part of the reason why dinala nila si Coach Toto dito sa Sarangani, no? Is that put the premium on that end of the floor. As Richard Albo off target on that pass intended for Achi Inigo. 12-6. 5:23 left here in the first. Italiano brings the ball down para dito sa Sarangani. Charles still with the basketball. Koy Alves finally gets it. Oh, able to get past the defense for the deuce.
Lost it for a bit. It wasn't counted as a dribbling violation because someone else had a hand on it. Someone else from the defense. That's why he was allowed to continue play and find his way near the basket.
Pasa napunta kay Richard Albo. Laban kay Koy Alves. Dustin Ambrosio with a jumper.
Another homegrown para sa Manila. He's been playing well as of late. Only averaging 6.9 points for the season. But he's had some double-digit performances this year.
How about that acrobatic finish by Kit Jimenez?
I'd really love to see Kit Jimenez back to his old form. He's really had to go through so much these past 2-3 years.
John Farr immediately going right at Kit on their offensive trip, but this was the Gixxer great move the game. Born for greatness. Kit Jimenez. Hang time move.
It's nice to see that he's able to do these kinds of shots. Again, ito si Kit Jimenez. And for the time talagang hirap siya. Makadrive lang, makatalo ng ganyan kataas.
John Fa making his free throw. 71.6% at the line, but 15 points, close to 7 assists. Ooh, bad miss.
Medyo nadulas ata sa kanya yung bola.
And the outside jumper remains a work in progress.
Oh,
no?
yeah.
Because he's only shooting, I think, below 15% from beyond the arc.
The thing is, he hasn't really needed to shoot those threes just yet. This is a team which likes to really push the pace but doesn't really like shooting a lot of three-point shots. Ito Manila Batang Quiapo. Pinapaubayan na lang nila yan kila Achi Inigo tsaka kay Richard Albo. But Fa himself, as the lead point guard, is just really tasked to push the basketball, set it up for his shooters, and go to the basket.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Gusto nila takbuhan eh. So walang kapaguran to, itong Manila. They're actually leading by a mile in terms of fast break points. And that's amazing considering they've already had 12 games. They have a good sample size already. Pero yun nga eh, ang flip side naman nun, talagang nagpapamigay din sila na napakaraming puntos.
Siyempre, young legs obviously is one of the reasons why they're able to do this. But even with young legs, it's still quite difficult to achieve that kind of feat. So that's just a testament to how good of a physical conditioning they get in their practice.
Diputado and Malyari together in the backcourt now for Sarangani. That pass, medyo ispalinghado, intended, papunta kay Koy Alves. (18-9) is the count. John Fa gives it up to Richard Albo. Fa laban kay Diputado. Oh, steps back, leaving Diputado and making that jumper from 20 feet.
Well, he may not have a three-point shot, but that's one of the things that he does well. Those step-back jumpers from mid-range.
Pang sa ngayon yun yung range niya no?
Oh,
Yung mid-range talaga. 18-11.
konti na lang sila dito sa liga that are really mid-range artists.
12 seconds remaining here. At the post, Decoy Lopez laban kay King Destacamento. Lopez, 4 on their shot clock. Decoy, pass inside. Canlas gets the bounce.
Caught ball watching there, yung bantay ni Canlas na si Diputado didn't expect him to be lurking around that area of the basket on the right side.
Offensive rebound grabbed by Sarangani. Under 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 1. Koy Alves, iniwan ng libre ni Richard Albo, and that's why bad miss from the outside. John Fa, skip pass, Albo, laban kay Koy Alves. John Fa thought about it. Kick out pass to Canlas, forcing it up. That's a bad miss.
Bad shot too. He still had time to either pass it off or dribble in to a better looking attempt.
Hindi na yan tira ng maayos eh. Richard Albo scooting inside for the reverse.
Damn! Richard Albo showing us the Pinoy step. See here, forward pass by Decoy Lopez. And look how he was able to fool Destacamento with that Pinoy step that we've been seeing so much nowadays. Richard Albo certainly still one of the deadliest scorers in the league.
18-15 Sarangani with a 3-point lead. Quezon, number 1 team defensively. That will be tested dahil nga ang daming sandata. Ito yung Abra. Mark Yee for 3. It's good. Libre si David. Shot is good.
Fidel Fuentes, nalibre si Sarao. Beautiful two-man game. Fuentes, yes!
Joe Serrano pivots his way inside using the glass.
Dario splits the team.
Second, Dario!
Alonso! Oh! A rim rocker! Mabigat to for Quezon.
That's mga nakakatakot lang dito sa atin. I don't think they've peaked yet.
Alright, that monumental showdown in Bangged Abra between the Quezon Huskers and the Abra Solid North Weavers. Quezon, the number 1 defensive team in the league, by far, taking on an Abra squad that has really found their groove heavy since that loss against Pasay.
Excited ka na ba, Ken?
Oo naman. Kahit malayo.
Well, but believe me, it's quite an experience, to be covering there. Matindi-tindi rin ng mga fans ng Abra. They're very passionate basketball fans and they love their team.
And they always pack that stadium.
Oh, yeah. At saka, ang maganda rin sa Abra, there is a stadium that is being built.
Okay.
A new stadium.
Much bigger.
Much bigger, definitely. So, that's something that we're waiting to see. That's definitely going to be an explosive, blockbuster game against the Quezon Huskers. Talagang hindi magpapatalo yung parehong kupunan na yan, even if it's a north and south battle.
Grabe, kahit yung mga ligang labas sa Abra, I've heard a lot of stories.
Talagang dinadayo yan ng mga magagaling na player.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Like, they really, literally fight tooth and nail just to win those games as we wind down quarter number 1. And as expected, both of these teams playing fast at the moment, although Sarangani getting the better of Manila in this matchup so far in the first quarter of action.
Jimenez had a couple of assists to start the game. Nice to see him in a groove offensively, also getting a basket on that drive to the rim. But John Ashley Fa being his usual self here, breaking down the defense and leaving defenders behind. But Richard Albo, my goodness, still showing us that stroke.
And of quarter number 1, Sarangani lamang sa Manila 22-15. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan a QR code and claim your special offer. Magandang gabi po mga kaliga. Nandito pa rin po tayo sa Paco Arena sa lungsod ng Maynila. Ken Panglinan with Javi Palanya. And at courtside, we have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Susunod na 3 laro ng Manila Batang Quiapo. Lahat mabibigat. June 9, Ilagan. June 18, Jensan. And on June 23rd, kalaban nila ang Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. And for more on Manila, let's go to Lyra.
Coach Max Dayandante is focused as they face Sarangani today. Eager naman talaga kaming manalo at ginagawa naman talaga namin lahat para umangat. Kasi pag nasa gera ka na, wala nang atrasan. He said with conviction, adding more firepower to his lineup. He confirmed that Mark Samonte and Steven Bautista are joining them tonight, hoping their presence boosts the team's chances. For him, this game is about more than just standings. It's about pride, pushing forward and proving that Manila will keep fighting no matter what. We hope we're gonna be witness more of that. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Especially they're playing at home. And si Max Samonte, he was a capable scorer when he was playing for, I think last time, Makati, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, yes. Makati was the last team that Samonte was on. That was a team that was filled with a lot of homegrown talent, mostly from University of Makati. And Coach Vis Valencia was still at the helm of that squad. That was my very first season in the league.
Sino nga ba yung point guard nila dun?
I forget.
I apologize. But that guy was really somewhat, parang medyo John Fa-ish yung laro niya in terms of him being able to break down the defense, really playing fast.
Yeah, and the first ever game that I covered was actually Makati and Mindoro.
Okay.
So, memorable teams, although not really memorable in terms of the names that they had on those rosters.
Kailangan natin maalala yun bago matapos. Well, later on, sige. 24-19 ang ating talaan. A minute gone by. Martin Gozong comes in. Jose Canlas with the basketball against Lars Sunga. Canlas drives right. Out of control on that attempt. Gozong going forward. Baliktad yung pektos. Buti na lang nandoon yung kanyang kakampi. Si Richard Velches.
Pinalitan niya na yung hairstyle niya.
Oo, pati may clean shave eh.
Actually, oo.
Diba? Hindi ko nga nakilala eh.
He really looks different.
Oh. Looks much younger.
Actually,
more youthful.
That might contribute to the different kind of energy that he's showing coming into this game. Kahit sa warm-up, medyo napapansin ko, mas focused siya.
Sa ilalim, Sunga. Tatakbo na naman ng Manila. But they will pull it back out. Steal here by Diputado. May bangga. Laban sa Manila. We go against Eusebio. Check out the steal here by Diputado. Duty foul yung binigay doon ni Eusebio.
I think that should count. He was already in the shooting motion.
That was exactly what Richard Velches was saying. Si Coach Toto humingi ng clarification.
I think they're gonna try and challenge that, yeah. They're gonna try and get an upgrade on this to try and make it a shooting foul.
All right. We'll return after this short break. We'll be back for the result.
The challenge of Sarangani Gripper has been nullified.
Nullified challenge. Just to be clear, I think they were challenging whether it was a shooting foul. Tama, di ba?
Yeah, whether it was a shooting foul or not. But also, I think there was another contention that Velces was actually pushed into Diputado. And that's why he experienced some contact.
Master JK. John Calios. Martin Gozong can't hit the three. Samonte, his first appearance, grabs the rebound.
Shoutout pala natin si Master JK. John Calios, still very much involved with the Sarangani team, although not anymore as their head coach. He has given those reins to Coach Toto Trujillo. Just trying to focus now more on his other responsibilities. Ayan pa, Mr. Ivan Tracy in the building.
Oo naman.
Very rare appearance.
Coach Maxi De Andante looking on. We have sort of a malfunction here sa ating, I think sa game clock natin.
Yeah, that buzzer has been sounding off quite a bit more than usual.
Okay. 26-21. And all right, we'll sort things out, so we'll pause for a break.
is a storm. Another huge left hand by Pacquiao. Punch after punch after punch. And he got the straight left hand. And there's the punching down. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao. Landing with both right and left hands. This is why we use the word sensation.
Quezon, number one team defensively, that will be tested dahil nga ang daming sandata. Ito ang Mark Yee for 3, it's good. Libre si David, shot is good.
Fidel Fuentes, nalibre si Sarao. Beautiful two-man game. Fuentes, yes!
Joe Serrano pivots his way inside using the glass.
Dario splits the team. Tempo, Dario!
Alonso! Oh! A rim rocker! Mabigat to for Quezon.
At saka nakakatakot rin dito sa atin. I don't think they've peaked yet.
Check out our Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. We are back after a bit of a lull, trying to sort things out with our game clock and shot clock. It's still a good sized crowd inside the Paco Arena. And yung gusto natin, no? Every time sa Paco tayo, paulit-ulit ko sinasabi to na kahit anong laro dito sa MPBL, talagang dinadagsa ng mga tao.
Eh, syempre naman, very passionate basketball fans around the area dito. Basta naman sa Maynila, expect mo yan. Pag basketball, dudumugin talaga yan.
And now, Sarangani with the possession. Carlo Escalambre fires and immediately buries a triple.
This is a guy that they need to see more consistently playing games for them this season. Ito si Carlo Escalambre. He's really battled through multiple injuries throughout the years and he's missed a lot of games. I hope that he finally gets to be on this team for a long stretch.
Lopez, short roll. But they will not get off a shot. Shot clock violation against the Manila Batang Quiapo.
And now we're slowly starting to see that defense that Coach Toto Trujillo is proud to bring to this Sarangani team.
Quick one shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
But of course, that can't take away from the sharp shooting and sniping of guys like Carlo Escalambre.
Carlo, that time a miss. Gozom able to grab the offensive board. Diputado drives middle, kick out pass to Escalambre who pulls up. It would pop out. Gozom again, and finally the stick back by Martin Gozom.
That's one of the reasons why they are one of the teams, or actually the team that gives up the most points this season, itong Manila Batang Quiapo. The inability to finish defensive possessions by getting a defensive rebound.
6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the second period. Great answer by Max Samonte.
The addition of Samonte to this lineup certainly gives them more scoring and some leadership as well.
Martin Gozom, 9 under shot clock. Tried to locate Sunga, but a poor pass. Tatakbo si John Fa. Off to the races and lays it up and in.
Good forward pass there by Albo, and then remarkable ability by John Fa to slow down, not even having to dribble anymore, going to the rack.
Gozum absorbs contact. One and done. Oh, John Fa with a crossover. Has debutado the beat. John Fa pulls it back out to Albo. Samonte, laban kay Escalambre. Samonte beats him off the dribble. Gets it up to Lopez. No good. Debutado. Ooh. And Lars Sunga was cutting one way. Debutado sending that pass the other. Pass for the game brought to you by Extreme X Play. On the go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Saktong-sakto. You know, that is an art. The ability, or rather, making those forward passes. Talagang pinapractice yan.
Samonte hit a free earlier. 4 minutes and 43 seconds remaining here. 6 sa shot clock ng Manila. Achi, turnaround jumper off to the left. Sunga the rebound. 36-21 Sarangani. Hit Jimenez. Another, almost a turnover. In fact, it almost did. The save by Caliano. Ball remains with Sarangani as Lars Sunga getting out of the pack for the layup.
That was a crazy sequence. Ball going everywhere on the floor to anybody's hands, but still ending up with a Sarangani gripper basket. Manila already had the chance there, but Fa nonchalantly tried to reach for it. Kaya lang yung bola wala pa talaga dun sa malapit sa kamay niya. Kaya naabot pa ni Charles Caliano. And he was able to save it to Sunga, who got inside for the score.
Meanwhile, let's check in with Lyra Punsalan.
John Fa may be one of the youngest players on the Manila Batang Quiapo squad, but his maturity and teachable attitude definitely stands out. Tahimik lang, hindi mandaldal, but his game speaks volumes. Nakikinig lang talaga ako sa coaches namin. He shared simply true to his chill and shy nature. Despite his quiet demeanor, John is all in when it comes to improving and contributing. He's hoping that by giving his best and staying teachable, he can help lift up Manila in the standings. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And hindi lang naman sa MPBL nagsama si Coach Maxi saka si John Fa, di ba?
Yes.
Even in the collegiate ranks.
Yeah, John Fa is a player of Coach Max sa Philippine College of Criminology. Just like a lot of the players on this Manila team.
And now that he's in the pros, he's having that learning curve of what it means to be a true professional. Ito si John Fa. Richard Albo, certainly one of the guys that he could learn something from.
Oh yeah. When you talk about professionalism in this game, Richard Albo is certainly one guy who can guide you and teach you. As we see that three by Carlo Escalambre, that's the second bucket from the outside in this game for Escalambre.
So, yung pinagdaanan ni Richard Albo, parang dumaan sa butas ng karayom
Ay,
yan
mismo.
Para maarating lang sa MPBL. John Fa given a golden opportunity at a young age. Ball will end up still with Manila, but only 2 seconds on their shot clock.
And, you know, for him to have a career as lengthy as Richard has had, he will have to continue to reinvent himself and find different ways of motivation, find different inspirations as he tries to traverse this path to greatness in this field.
Just past the 3-minute mark of the second quarter, Sarangani with an 8-point lead.
Carlo Escalambre is back for Sarangani pero dahan-dahan muna. After just 1 day of training, the team decided to limit his minutes today to make sure he's not pushed too hard too soon, lalo na't galing siya sa ACL injury last year. Kinagamit lang talaga namin siya ng maingat, pointing out that they're being extra careful not just for tonight's game, but with the playoffs in mind. Carlo is a piece for Sarangani kaya kailangan i-preserve siya for bigger battles ahead. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. But he's been contributing and he's playing a handful of minutes today. Hit Jimenez. Buries a free from the top of the key. 39-28.
And two of the best shooters that Sarangani has had the past few years, having 2 threes each here in the first half. Jimenez and Escalambre, but the answer coming from Hawkeye at Inigo.
And their mom still here.
Mom and Dad.
Yeah, mom and dad. Jimenez. Pupukol na naman. Running start for Achi Inigo. Numbers here for Manila. The lob, John Fa. But can't get it to go. Kit Jimenez. Saving it to Lars Sunga. Sunga attacks. But can't get that shot off against Decoy Lopez. John Fa, sidestep. Wala pa din. Nakuha ni Calyano yung rebound. Tatakbo na naman dito sa Sarangani. Calyano, stop and pop jumper is good.
As expected, you know, these two teams playing still with that kind of pace and space that we predicted from the start.
41-31. Decoy Lopez, 12 seconds on their shot clock. John Fa. He's been having the number of Kit Jimenez in these offensive sequences that they're involved in.
Well, Kit's been having a hard time really to follow him and keep it step with him laterally. Kit is also a quick guy, but Fa has been something else really. We see here, fake one way, going the other way, and the finish with the left hand.
Tip of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. We have a timeout. Sarangani, abante pa rin ng 8. Still here at the Paco Arena in Manila. Sarangani versus Manila. And the Sarangani Gripper with an 8-point lead, 41-33 over the Manila Batang Quiapo. Muli po Ken Pangilinan with Javi Palanya at courtside. We have Miss Lyra Punsalan. Now, masigit ko lang, Javi. Nahanap ko na. Si Hens Jokno pala yung teammate ni na binabanggit ko.
Ah, yes.
Diba?
Tama, tama.
I think he was one of the guys na could really break his defender down the dribble. Much like nga si John Fa, young guy. Pero yung John Fa kasi talagang 19 years old. And he's really had Kit's number, at least here in the first half.
But at least we're seeing Kit also being able to contribute for his squad in this game, and unlike previous outings where it was really a struggle for him.
This is Brillantes. Ooh, malakas yung pasa. Intended for Junji Alyari.
Bringing in too much weight from the weight room.
Big 8 turnovers ang Sarangani at Manila.
That's the price you pay with high-octane offense. There is definitely a high chance for you to turn the ball over.
Caraballos. Shut down by Junji Alyari. 2 seconds remaining. John Fa has to put it up. Rolls out. Brillantes grabs the rebound. Brillantes susugod, lays it up and in.
It's a good, strong move from Brillantes. You know, one thing that they have been lacking, that inside presence aside from RV Bringas. When Bringas goes to the bench, wala na sila iba na pupuntahan sa loob. Maganda sana kung nakakapagsabay ito si Brillantes at si Bringas.
Albo goes right at Coy Alves.
He just went through it. The defense. Oh!
What a shot to beat the buzzer. How about that from Kit Jimenez?
Kit Jimenez already with a bunch of points in this game. Still 3 seconds on that game clock. Pulls up near the free throw line. That definitely is gonna count para kay Kit Jimenez.
Over John Fa at that. And Kit Jimenez brings this lead of Sarangani to 11 at the half, 46-35 over Manila.
Right now, it seems like every extra possession is going to the side of Pangasinan, and they convert. The Heat Waves up by 11, and this has been a collective effort.
On the second chance opportunity, an off-ball movement, hockey assist by Gabo who got the offensive rebound, direct assist for Talio to Flores, 11-point lead.
Only fitting that he leads this team in the MPBL. Comboy on the run. Adlawan. Oh, access denied!
Wow! Oh my goodness.
Cebu Classic defense on point.
What a way to swat that shot away.
Couple of layups para kay Eman Calo. Thought it was a goaltend there. Lastimosa with a tough drive.
Sometimes you got players na talagang mas gusto pa yung may bunggo. And si Carlo ang isa na doon. It's been pretty much the rebounding action, allowing for second chance opportunities.
63-68, baseline inbound for Basilan. Cabagnol from the corner. Big shot from the Crunchman. It's a 2-point game. Anxious moments here for Binyan, but what a play from Coach Rich Alvarez to free up the Crunchman for the corner 3.
Well, you gotta credit Eman Calo for that perfect pass. Just on that catch and shoot motion for Alex Cabagnot. They've had, what, 5 in succession ba? Kasi si Val Chauca nakaisa rin kanina.
Oh, Jeff Comia, binitbit muna ang bola bago tinapos sa kabila. What a move from Jeff Comia.
2 points yun, pero mukhang 3 points sa effort eh, no? Grabe yung finish na yun ni Jeff Comia. Just a master in dribble penetrations.
Wow. Taking the lead here, 42-40, under a minute to play. Wamar against Macaloni now. Wamar is ahead. Wamar floats. What a shot.
Now they go for the switch. Malaking yung big man ang kumuha, no? Kay Orlan Wamar was able to beat Macaloni. But how about that
That's
finger roll?
Steph Curry-esque.
Montuano, balik kay Robbie Manalang. 8 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Robbie trying to turn the corner. Forces up a free. Oh, banks it in! Robbie Manalang under the rest. Able to will that one through.
My goodness. I was gonna say, nasa isip ko na kin yung sasabihin ko. I was gonna say, what a terrible take by Robbie Manalang. Answered the call the past few games, including this one. Tampos gets ahead. Tampos hangs in the air and gets the bucket. The hoop and the harm para kay Boom Boom Tampos.
Oh my goodness, Javi. The elevation, the finish through contact.
Defying the laws of physics, Boom Boom Tampos
featured in our play of the game, brought to you by 1xBet. I will absolutely feel more game if I see more shots like that from Boom Boom Tampus.
San Juan unable to capitalize on that steal. Pero here comes Nueva Ecija. The spin cycle and the finish. The former MVP, JC Marcelino. You know what? This is too big of a game for JC Marcelino not to make an impact.
Because we heard the oohs and ahs even before the shot. Doon sa spin move pa lang, narinig mo na sa crowd.
Only have one timeout here in overtime. Wala nang timeout ang Pasig. Garcia having trouble. Gets it to Lester Reyes. Robbie Manalang attacks. Kick out pass. Jaime against two defenders. Getting that shot up and in. 23 points for Papa Cheats.
He has defied the defense numerous times in this game. Tough shot after tough shot. I thought Manalang would have been better off here trying to go inside into the basket, trying to sneak his way past that help defender. I thought he could have scooped a shot in on that left side, but still giving it to that deep corner kay Chito Jaime.
at the half, Sarangani with 46 points, 35 points naman para sa home team in Manila, Batang Quiapo. And we warned you about how fast this game was gonna be. And judging from the numbers, Javi, especially yung field goal shooting natin, no? Not a lot of defense between these two squads.
Sarangani has really turned it on, 60% from the field. But they haven't really been making a lot of threes, just 4 threes, and Manila only with 2. But they have had a lot of opportunity to shoot it inside. 28 points in the paint compared to Manila's 18, and they really have been trying to push the basketball more and more here against the Batang Quiapo. So kind of like giving Manila a dose of their own medicine. Manila only managing 6 fast break points in this game, while Sarangani has already scored 11 fast break points in this game.
And wala din sa graphic na yan, as we see the leading scorers, 8 points for Kit Jimenez, 6 points apiece. For Carlo Espalambre, Junji Alyare, and Koy Alves. For Manila naman, of course, John Fa as expected with 11, Richard Albo with 8, Red Eusebio with 4, Mark Samonte with 3. Yung assists, no? 15 for Manila Batang Quiapo, 17 naman for Sarangani. But the turnovers, also both teams committing 8 each. Kit Jimenez leaning to the left as he took that free. Koy Alves with a rebound. Hindi niya nakita si Junji Alyare, who was trying to cut back door.
It's the team that's going to be able to control their turnovers here in the second half that will come out on top.
Alyare misses. Koy Alves there to put it back in.
I know Decoy Lopez on the floor para sa Manila, so mas mahirapan sila kumuha ng mga rebounds dito. It has to be more of a team effort para dito sa Batang Quiapo to hold down those defensive boards.
John Fa glides in the air for the layup. Has a total of 13 points. Nice extra pass, but Brillantes blows the layup. John Fa escaping the defense of Caliano. Kick out pass, Albo is open, but can't hit it.
They could have opted for the higher percentage shot. Chelo is already running near the basket on the left side, but Fa deciding to locate the open shooter that was Richard Albo.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet. The title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Backdoor play. Fa noticing that the defense was denying him overly on top.
Alyare bumps into John Fa and powers through for the basket.
Simpleng-simple lang talaga ito si Junji Alyare. Not a lot of flair in his moves. Simple yet effective basketball for Junji Alyare.
Agad namang tumakbo at sinugod ni John Fa in depensa ni Kit Jimenez.
He will not care whoever is in front of him. He only has one thing in mind, and that's really to get it across real quick.
Free throw of the game, hatid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. The free throw, pasok yan para kay John Fa. Manila trailing by 12. Has the longest losing streak at the moment at 11 games. Won their opener but lost their next 11. Alyare, no good, gets it back. Crossover by Junji. In traffic, gets the bounce. Bad pass leads to another turnover by Manila. Caliano. Oh, great backdoor cut, but great block as well. But there was a foul called on Richard Albo.
Parang tingin ko pa nga na dapat offensive foul pa laban kay Alyare. I think there was a ward off with the offhand. Let's see here on this replay. That's a nice pass by Caliano. No look one.
Quick challenge by Coach Maxi De Andante. Clearly not agreeing with that call. And we'll return after this short break as we await the challenge.
The challenge made by Manila is successful. There was no foul.
Yeah, right on cue. Coach Maxi. Pero parang hindi tinawag yung supposedly hawi. Yun yung china-challenge din Coach Maxi.
Yeah, they were expecting na ipapalitan yung tawag, pero they just nullified the defensive foul on Manila and they will let Sarangani keep the basketball.
Bakers doesn't lead for Sarangani. Kit Jimenez. Isang maganda ng pasa na ulit para kay Ken Brillantes.
He's in a groove. He's got that feel for the game back. Ito si Kit Jimenez. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists in this game.
John Fa constantly attacking Kit Jimenez, but that time a miss. And now he's tasked to guard Kit on the other side. Oh. Parang pupukol eh.
I really thought he was gonna go for it.
Brillantes off to the right on that jumper. Palyari, another board, another trip to the line. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet.
And that pass went past how many heads? What an incredible find by Kit Jimenez.
Palyari can't stroke in the first. That is the leading point man with 10 for the Gripper. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. It's John Calios. Justin Ambrosio comes in, replacing Shelo. Medyo lumalaki na yung lamang ng Sarangani. Jose Canlas, sobra yung tira. Gusto pang dagdagan ni Junji yung kanilang abante dito. Ken Brillantes gumapang palabas. Albo. That's Keith Jimenez to beat. He gets it in.
Doesn't get bothered one bit ito si Richard Albo. Muntikan niya ng mabitawan yung basketball doon, but still just powered through that possession and able to get the basket. Jimenez on the flip side, in and out on that three from the parking lot. See here how Albo just powers through the defense.
Pass for the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners. The reverse from Manila. That was Alvarez able to escape. 55-43. Solid screen. Oh, Alves gets it in off that alley-oop pass.
Beautiful play executed there by Sarangani. Two-man game between Caliano and Alves. The roll in Alves just going for that lob up in the sky.
Three-point play completed by Koy Alves. 58-43. Albo, no hesitation, nails a three-pointer from the top of the key.
Confidence he will never have a lack of. Ito si Richard Albo.
58-46. 6 and 16 left here. Junji posting up on Justin Ambrosio. Fadeaway jumper is pure.
He has definitely proven to be one of the best scorers in the post as a wing player.
Nawala yung bola kay Albo. Turnover. Caliano. Basang-basa ni John Fine. Gusto niyang gawin doon. Fa in transition. Takes off that pass. But dish it off at the last second to Canlas. Albo trailing. Now attacking. Oh, great look inside to Alvarez for the deuce.
Put his head down. Everybody thought that he was gonna try and make another difficult basket. Pero di nila alam, kitang-kita ni Richard Albo si Alvarez dun sa kaliwa.
Caliano could not get the friendly bounce. John Fa catching that pass from Ambrosio. Pulls it back out. John Fa asking for a clear out. Likes this matchup against Brillantes. Cross. Albo for free. Book it! How about Richard Albo? Finding the stroke here in the third quarter.
Huge run right now para sa Manila. And look who once again is at the forefront. Richard Albo and John Fa.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Manila has managed to cut this lead down to 9, 60-51. Special deal from MonexBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Naibaba na ng Manila Batang Quiapo yung kalamangan ng Sarangani. They threatened to pull away, but those big threes by Richard Albo have made this a single-digit lead for Sarangani. Oh, Junji glided in the air, but the stick back is good para kay King de Sacramento, and one more free throw.
This is just really going to be a constant problem, and it has been throughout the entire season. Not being able to finish defensive possessions by coloring the defensive rebound. Even with Decoy Lopez back on the floor, they were not able to secure that possession.
62-51. Lopez clearly bothered by the defense of Destacamento. Diputado lets Ambrosio fly by. And despite the challenge of John Fa, able to sink in that three. John Fa, binawian naman siya sa kabila.
As long as there is a guy in front of them, they will try to explore that opportunity. Itong Manila Batang Quiapo, they know that they do not have the pieces to compete talent for talent, but they will try to outwork and outscore their opponents. For them, offense is the best defense.
Sablay nga lang yung free throw ni John Fa.
They are the Mike D'Antoni Phoenix Suns of the MPBL right now.
For sure. They do not waste time, as King de Sacramento could not convert on the scoop layup. Albo, short throw ni Lopez. John Fa naman ulit.
7 seconds or less offense.
19 points for John Fa. Oh, Martin Gonzom able to get in between two defenders for that layup. Hachi. Pectus pero wala. Boy Alves. Multiple spins. Able to bank it in for 2 points.
Pabago-bago talaga yung naging gamit ng Sarangani dito kay Martin Gozum throughout the games here in this season. One part, he was one of the go-to guys. One part, just like now, you know, he's being used as an energy guy off the bench.
Richard Albo. Naagaw. Ni Halyari, tatakbo na naman ng Sarangani. Gozum, bounce inside to Junji Halyari for the deuce. Halyari with 15 points. Oh, Ambrosio lost Junji Halyari but can't finish.
Everything but the shot.
Halyari on the other end, no good. Gozum fighting for it. Ball will stay with Sarangani.
After a cross like that, you gotta make sure that you're gonna finish that with a basket. Ambrosio just failing to get the deuce that previous possession.
Baseline inbound. Diputado. Gozong. Hinatak pababa ng kanyang bantay. Si Canlas ba yung foul dun?
Yeah. I know it's gonna be against Inigo.
Si Achi pala. Paalitan ng tao for Manila. Ambrosio heads back out for Red Eusebio. Gozong at the line because Manila is in penalty. Former Our Lady of Fatima University player. With under coach Ralph Rivera. Pasok ang pangalawa. Balik sa pinakamalayang lamang ng Sarangani at 16. Naibaba na yan kanina ng Manila to 9. Canlas in trouble and the steal. Velches, look out! Oh, he just lays it up and in. Red Eusebio quickly on the other side. Turnover na naman laban sa Manila. Gozom. Short. Alvarez clears it. Eusebio puts his head down and goes right at King Destacamento. Foul will be called on Sarangani. Destacamento. Guilty party there. 2 minutes and 51 seconds remaining. Sarangani on pace to score 100 again. First shot, no good. Manila find themselves to a huge hole right now, down by 18. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Yan naging problema kasi dito ng Manila. You know, they're trying to fight fire with fire here, offense against offense. And when they turn the ball over, it just gives Sarangani more opportunity to extend the lead. Dahil sa sobrang bilis ng pace na linalaro nila, when they turn the ball over, there's nobody going back down on defense to try and stop Sarangani.
Eusebio inside. Gets the hoop and the harm.
That finally will end some sort of a drought here for Manila. Might be a good way for them to start something off strong to finish this third quarter.
2:36 left. Pasok yung free throw ni Red Eusebio.
If you're Manila, you want to go into the fourth quarter down by 10 points or less.
14 points the lead. Destacamento tries a free. Still time for a fight back though, just to end the third, but that will not help their matters because this lead back to 16. Alvarez high off the glass and in. Balik sa 14. Malyari, the Hesi. Inside, Velches able to contort himself for the layup. Decoy Lopez susugod sa kabila. Nasupalpal ni Richard Velches. Diputado, kick out pass. Sunga, open. No. Alvarez the rebound. Mabilis nakapunta sa kabila si Red Eusebio. At naibangga siya doon ni Richard Velches. John Fau will return for Manila.
You gotta admire Richard Velches in this game. He's doing a yeoman's job, really being that big guy that they can go to underneath in that dunker spot, ready for those drop passes. And also on defense, protecting the basket, something that he wasn't able to show much this season.
Split the line for Eusebio. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third. Malyari. No look inside. Ooh, Velches. Muntik nang gumapang palabas. But that one rolls in. John Fa. Wasting no time, but he traveled. Safe foot. Kaya nga eh.
I thought that was clean. It looked clean.
Kaya nga eh. We don't have the benefit of the replay, but nonetheless, they nullify the basket. Malyari. Hindi nga masyadong mabilis lang. Ito, J. Mark Malyari. Ganda na naman nung hanap sa ilalim. Richard Velches na foul doon.
And they're now constantly going to him. And I think this bodes well for Velches' confidence in the coming games. Because dyan nagkukulang yung Sarangani, yung inside presence. Aside from RV Bringas, kanina ba sila pwede pumunta? Akoy Alves, pasulpot-sulpot. But if you can have another guy who can contribute at a more consistent rate, and that definitely will increase your chances of getting more victories.
Did Richard Velches play for passing before?
No.
Hindi, no? Pero taga-passing yata to eh. Tapos ito si Alyari was able to get the basket. Inside, John Fa. Foul called.
It's really crazy how quick
Bilis.
they can go into that transition attack.
John Fa, probably one of the top 5 guys, if not the top, in terms of the quickest going from one end to the other. Top of mind, lao maisip eh. Parang bilis talaga eh.
Well, I mean, Robbie Darang can say something
Pwede.
about that.
Oo. Naglaban na ba yung Manila sa kabataan?
Hindi pa yata.
Hindi pa yata, no? 22 points for John Fa. Di pa. Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule. Di pa sila nagkaharap. That should be a fun one if ever those two guys meet. 83-65. Diputado, pupukol ng dress. Off the heel.
Oh yeah, how can I forget? Of course, JC Marcelino,
O, isa pa yun.
former league MVP.
Halyari. Baseline drive. Junji Halyari.
Offensive foul.
Yeah, hawi.
I finally call it.
Kanina siya rin yung involved doon sa challenge, di ba?
Yes, siya rin.
Si Coach Toto, ha? Parang gusto niya i-challenge din to.
Oh.
Interesting. Definitely not agreeing with that last foul call on Junji Halyari. We'll pause for a break. We'll be back for the result of this challenge.
The challenge of Sarangani Gripper was unsuccessful. Offensive foul on Junji
As
Halyari.
expected, unsuccessful yung challenge. Coach Toto. Tumukod pa kasi. Actually, he pushed yung left arm yung kanyang bantay doon instead of warding off. Pang ginamit niyang springboard eh. As he took off. Inigo lets his defender fly by. Short stab, no good. John Fa, the rebound. Ooh, foul called on Destacamento. In disgust. Talagang napakamot na lang dito after that foul call.
John Fa's just really been all over the place. It's like he has been this entire season.
$22 points currently. Si John Fa. $25 seconds to go here in the third. John Fa short. About a 2-second differential between shot and game clock. Calyare though will fire. No good. Takbo na naman for Manila. Albo. Tried to draw contact. Shot it early, so gives a chance for Sarangani to put up the last shot. Calyare crossover. Asking for a foul, but that will signal the end of quarter number 3. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
As usual, both teams just really trying to outscore each other as much as they can here. But Sarangani coming up with better defense and also much more patient offense involving everybody here. So different guys stepping up para sa Sarangani Gripper and helping them to this 18-point advantage heading into the final frame, 65-83.
Fan of the game is brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Papasok na tayo ng ating fourth quarter between Sarangani and Manila. We still have a good sized crowd here at the Paco Arena. Third game ng ating Wednesday triple header. And kanina lang, no? We saw 2 games on our slate. Basilan winning over Cebu. And Mindoro nanalo rin in their assignment kontra Bacolod. Quarter scoring 22-15, 24-20, 37-30 in the third quarter. Eusebio catches the pass. And someone from Sarangani got caught stepping on the baseline. Eusebio to trigger it in. Inside they go. Decoy Lopez scores plus a foul.
Exactly the kind of basket they need to try and spark a rally here. This lead by Sarangani is certainly not safe. With the way, with the speed at how Manila can score, hindi maging safe ang kahit na anong lamang dito ng Gripper.
15-point lead. Richard Velches. Diputado takes the free. No good. Velches. Calao with rebound and the putback.
He's just beating everybody to those loose balls right now.
Tatakbo na naman ang Manila. Kahit made basket, they're able to score quickly. 85-70.
I really wonder how Decoy Lopez and Richard Albo might feel with the kind of conditioning that they're experiencing right now with this Manila team.
Pati sila kailangan din tumakbo eh.
Oh, wala silang choice eh.
Eusebio, drop pass inside. John Fa has now tied his career high in the MPBL with 24 points.
That's a pretty play indeed. Coming from the Batang Quiapo, Eusebio passing it at the last moment.
Calyare, uncontested. Lays it up and in.
But of course, if you want to get back from this lead that you're trying to chopped down, you have to play some defense if you're the Batang Quiapo.
Lopez. In and out on that shot. Malyari attacks John Fa. Velches again. How about Richard Velches?
Oh,
Richard Albo and Rev Diputado down on the half-court line. This play of the game, though, is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet.
I think the Sacramento was late coming down to try and help out on that play. He lost the only guy protecting the basket in Richard Velches.
8 and 19 left. Curiously for Sarangani, still no Kit Jimenez.
Actually, yeah.
Albo, pinilit yung tira. John Fa with a steal. 8 minutes left. John Fa switching hands in midair. And now has established his new career high of 26 points.
He's determined. This kid, he will move heaven and earth just to try and carry his team.
Richard Albo, sidestep for the layup.
It's 4 straight points once again para sa Manila. But the question is, can they make some consecutive stops? Ayun, nakasagot ang Sarangani.
Richard Albo with 18 points. Tries a free, no. Running start by Caliano. Nakabuelo siya dito. Drop pass inside. Martin Gozom, no. Destacamento, nasupalpal ni Lopez. Yung tapik sa baba ni John Fa, meron ding foul. How about John Fa? Gotta see that one more time. That pretty move. Destacamento will shoot 2. 7 and 14 left. Special D from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Way short on the first one.
The Sacramento hasn't been much of an impact here in this game. Only 2 points, 5 rebounds.
Bumuway pangalawa. Eusebio. Hanap ng papasahan. Release pass to Jose Cadlas. John Fa inside. Multiple pump fakes. Oh! Able to elude the much longer Coy Alves for the basket.
He might just get 40 here tonight. He has 28 in this game.
Gozom, stutter step. The floater drops.
Hindi nila mabababa sa 13.
Cadlas. Sundot palabas ni J. Mark Malyari. Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet.
Even off the ball, he makes the right decisions. Moving well without the basketball.
Baseline drive by Achi Inigo. Going for the reverse.
Rarely do you see him trying to attack the basket. Pero if he does, it's always very calculated. Ito si Achi.
15 points for Coy Alves. 95-80. Decoy. John Fa. Hindi pa talaga part ng laro ni John Fa yung 3-point shot eh.
Yeah. He's not gonna try and launch it even if it's an open look.
I mean, the most attempts that he did was the one where yung lone game that, well, he took at free there, but yung pinakamaraming attempts that he had, Javi, was yung nakashoot siya, which was 2 out of 6. The rest, yung maximum attempts niya was only at 2, which was done only twice. So hindi siya volume 3-point shooter. Talagang it's either the mid-range or baskets in transition. Meanwhile, Coy Alves quietly has 17 points. John Fa. And that's really outstanding considering na siguro ang scouting report, you try to dare him to shoot, pero he just finds ways to get past the defense.
Yun yung very impressive sa kanya eh. Dahil kaya niya skumura na marami even without the help of the three-point shot.
Here he is. Now he tries a free. No good.
For a guard nowadays, bihirang-bihira na yan.
Layup ni Martin Gozum. Timeout, hiniling ng Manila. Lumobo na naman ang lamang ng Sarangani to 19 points, 5 minutes, and 12 seconds remaining here in the fourth. Career high for John Fa, 28 points. Samahan mo pa ng 5 rebound, 6 na assists. Efficient shooting from the field for this youngster.
He's doing it in a variety of ways. Attacking the basket, also getting passes from his teammates. But of course, everything has come inside the arc.
John Fa behind the back. Richard Albo pulls up. Short. J. Mark Palyari. The Hesse able to get him to the cup. Layup plus a foul for J. Mark.
I thought he got away with a carry there. But nevertheless, nice move to freeze the defense.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 101-80. J. Mark caught stepping on a line. Ball will stay with Manila. 21-point lead past the halfway point of the fourth. Canlas gets it. Tignan mawala sa kanya. Richard Albo. Pupukol ng tres. Wala. Calyano with another board. Tatakbo siya dito. Charles to J. Mark. Fires. No. Koy Alves. Wala pa din. And goes for the reverse this time on the other side. 103-80. John Fa. So really what we're trying to look at here for Manila is if he could score more points, get to the 30-point mark. Martin Gozum, tinakasan yung depensa ni Jose Canlas. Canlas the board. Destacamento steals it. Malyari for 3, no good. Decoy, pasa kay John Fa. Great pass to Achi Inigo. 7 assists for John Fa. 103-82.
I think it might be certain right now that the Batang Quiapo might not be able to reach the century mark tonight.
They've had a lot of games where they have given up more than 100 points. In fact, 9 times already for Manila Batang Quiapo. It's just too much. If you're one team, and alone, yun nga eh, 7 na beses, 100 points yung binigay sa'yo ng opponent.
Which means there is really just one major problem on your team, and it's really defense. And defense, of course, starts with you forcing the opponent to miss a shot, but that ends with a rebound. And those are two things that they have really struggled with, more so the second one, rebounding the basketball.
They're dead, or actually one of the bottom teams in terms of rebounding. Second to the last itong Manila Batang Quiapo. Kit Jimenez, pinagpahinga na dito. John Canlas floats it up and in. Jose Canlas, passes the lead to 21, but things looking bleak right now for Manila. Sarangani just piling up the points. 107-84. Richard Albo. Lopez tries a free, no good. And Sarangani looks like they're gonna register win number 3, while Manila Batang Quiapo will drop down to their 12th straight loss.
They still haven't won at home yet this season.
0 of 5, yeah. And maganda rin naman yung turnout ng fans every time they play at home.
Yun na nga eh. Hindi naman nagkukulang. So maybe, you know, that's something that they should draw inspiration from more in their coming home games. You know, play with a lot more pride defensively. Everybody knows that they can score.
Yeah. Richard Albo nangunguna, lays it up and in. Last 2 minutes of the ball game. And the Gripper climb up to 3 wins. Manila still has teams like Parañaque and Bulacan on their schedule. Certainly winnable games. But, you know, first order of business, yun nga, no? Yung depensa, the rebounding. And as John Fa gets the steal, what turns it over? Yan din problema nila. Yung dami lang live turnovers. That really has enabled Sarangani to run and get easy baskets. Plus 27 in rebounds itong Gripper. 62-35. Actually, Manila has more assists compared to Sarangani, but it's just a matter of them having lesser possessions. Ayan, turnover na naman. And most of the turnovers, Javi, that they've been giving up, yung mga silly turnovers, yung mga kaya namang iwasan, no?
It's really more on the decision making that Manila has to work on. It's more of the young guys really turning the ball over more than the veterans. Pero Manila only has a few vets on the roster, while this Sarangani team is filled with veterans.
111-86. We're just waiting for the final score here. Manila. Tough stretch for them since that win against Marikina. So they've been winless for more than 2 months. 26 seconds remaining. And most of their games haven't been really close. They've been blown out by Rizal, Nueva Ecija, Pasay, Cebu, Pampanga, Zamboanga, Quezon, Muntinlupa. To be fair though, those are really top contenders. At yun, talo din sila sa Quezon City and then against Imus. Rebound grab by Coy Alves. And Sarangani actually has been playing much better of late. Had a slow start to the season. And they have won 3 of their last 6 games. And they've endured a lot of injuries. I remember Lars Sunga had that injury early in the season. But now, getting the job done. And this is the very first win, by the way, by Coach Toto Trujillo as the head coach of the Sarangani Gripper.
Congratulations to Coach Toto and Sarangani. I'm sure this is a big confidence booster para sa kanila, and It will remind them that they are one of the teams that can actually make some surprises in the South.
And they also did it through defense, holding Manila to less than 187 points. Our best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, Halyare, in that third quarter, really put his stamp on this game and helped establish that lead for Sarangani na hindi na kinaya ng Manila na balikan pa.
And Junji Halyare, inspiring performance, his 6th straight game in double figures in scoring. The former St. Clair product doing damage for the Gripper, and it finally results into a win. 111 for Sarangani, 87 for Manila. Let's go to Lyra at courtside.
Congratulations, Junji. First Best Player Award mo to. How does it feel na nakikita na yung efforts mo finally paying off?
Una-una, masaya syempre kasi panalo, saka bonus na lang yung best player. Binigay ko lang yung dapat na ibigay sa laro. Pinakita ko lang kay coach na kailangan talaga manalo kami. Yun.
And you've been consistent talaga from the start bilang isa sa mga top scorers talaga for Sarangani. With your adjustment with Coach Toto's coaching style, ano sa tingin mo yung pinaka nagbago sa team nyo na dadalhin nyo pa sa susunod na laban against Cebu?
Siguro yung depensa. Pero medyo kulang pa, pero i-workout pa namin sa next na practice namin. Depensa talaga.
Any greetings, Junji?
Una-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa Diyos. Binabati ko pala yung asawa ko na si Arian. Tapos si Tito Bong, si Tita Eten, saka yung mga tropang malagisang first, malagisang second. Mga tropa ko sa Imos, yung family ko, mga kapatid ko, saka tatay ko. Yun lang.
Maraming salamat, Junji.
Pwede pa, isa pa?
Of course, pwede pa.
Kay Boss Monching Talisayon pala, binabati kita, Boss. Tapos saka si Coach John, Carlos.
Maraming salamat, Junji Halyare of Sarangani Grippers. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Congratulations to Sarangani with that win over Manila. Tomorrow we'll be at the Pasay Astrodome at 4 p.m. We start with Caloocan Batang Kankalu versus the Quezon City Galleries Taipan, followed by the Zamboanga Sikat kalaban ang Davao Occidental Tigers. And in our main game, the Pasay Voyagers will defend their home court against the two-time defending champs, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. And that does it for our coverage for today. On behalf of Javi Palanya and Lyra Punsalan, and for our entire crew, ako po si Ken Panglinan, maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.